As we edge 1 week closer to the end of Season 4 and the beginning of Season of the Forge, we've got a bunch of stuff to break down regarding the Black Armory expansion, upcoming changes, and new content. So we're going to speak about a soft rework to the Crucible ranking system. We've got new information about future changes and content coming to the Gambit game mode, as well as some other stuff that will happen next season and across multiple seasons throughout the year. We're going to speak about new weapons and bonuses. I have a full breakdown of all of the content which is going to go away at the end of Season 4, or indeed reset. And this of course includes quests, triumphs, and more. And as always, we've got a bunch of roundups and things from Bungie worth taking note of as we get closer to the end of the season. So guys, if you do enjoy the video, a rating really helps me out down below. But without further delay, let's get into it. So first up, of course, we now know that Black Armory will launch on December 4th, 2018, with Season of the Forge beginning on the 27th of November. Bungie posted a whole bunch of information just a couple of days ago, but just before Bungie's reveal of this, there was actually a leak of some artwork for Black Armory right here. And it looks like Vicarious Visions is working on the Black Armory and the Season Pass content, which is definitely to be expected, as Bungie probably have the core of their team working on future major releases. But also in the small print right here, it says a minimum of 136 gigabytes must be available required as of the 27th of November. And so when Season of the Forge begins on 27th of November, it looks like we'll get a bulky update, and this will probably be the preload for most of Black Armory, as well as all of the changes going into the new season. On top of this, Bungie say that Season of the Forge begins on November 27th, but Black Armory becomes available on the 4th, and just like the release of Forsaken before it, there will be a 1 week window in which Destiny 2 will be in a state of transition, and players may encounter a number of unforeseen issues. So do bear that in mind. It's going to be a bit of a weird one, but Bungie have also said that they will be releasing a major new vidoc. This essentially will be a big trailer with a bunch of commentary and information from Bungie about the annual pass, and that's going to arrive on November 27th. So as well as that update, it's going to be a very big news day where we'll probably learn most of the stuff that we're going to learn about the upcoming content. So that's going to be really cool and exciting. We'll speak more about changes coming in the new season in just a moment's time. Something interesting to point out that a lot of people had sent to me is this unusual exotic icon that players found when claiming the code for the Thunderlord shirt on Bungie.net. So of course Bungie have a promo where you can pick up a pretty cool Thunderlord shirt if you've acquired the weapon in the game. And for the requirement right here on the website, you can actually see that we don't have a Thunderlord icon whatsoever. We actually have a different machine gun right there. So there was some speculation, is this going to be a new Black Armory exotic? But just to point out for those of you who are curious, it looks like this is some kind of placeholder icon. There was actually a machine gun in Destiny 1 called the Nihilist. It was a blue machine gun, and you can see that it has the exact same icon right there. So it does appear that this is some kind of placeholder. It could have been put onto the website to avoid revealing the icon for the Thunderlord in case somehow this went live early or players gain access to it before the quest actually came up. That would be my best guess, but of course we simply don't know, so I'd love to hear your speculation down below. Now though, let's speak about Season of the Forge, a few changes and things to know about. So DMG tweeted, did we ever talk about how players reacted well to the division system in Gambit? So Tocom kicked some ass to add it to the Crucible next season. And that's Kevin Yanis from Bungie, who's designed a lot of the ranking stuff inside of PvP, but somebody said, what is the division system? And DMG replied, subdivisions to each bracket. So there's an overall mythic bracket, but 3 divisions in Infamy, and the same is coming to Crucible to help progression feel a little better. DMG went on to say, the points required to hit ranks in Valor and Glory are the same. Subdivision gives us more beats to acknowledge and reward you for making forward progress. No points from bounties are planned at this time. And this is going to affect both Glory and Valor, so there will be these kind of subdivision ranks. Honestly, I find the ranking kind of confusing when it comes to PvP and Gambit. Obviously they all have different names, but essentially what is happening is there are subdivision ranks which are going to be introduced into the Crucible, and it's designed to give a better sense of progression and to reward you more regularly to give more opportunities for drops, masterwork cores, whatever it may be. So that is a kind of minor change to the ranking system that we'll see inside of the Crucible across all playlists. But of course, DMG just point out that unlike Gambit with the bounties, you won't be getting points towards Crucible from PvP bounties at the moment. So let me know your thoughts about that down below, but Bungie also spoke about Gambit. So there are some additional things from Bungie's Gambit livestream a few days ago. There was a question from a community member, will there be more Gambit maps added, and what does the future of Gambit have in store? And Cooley from Bungie said, in Season of the Drifter, we're absolutely absolutely going to be exploring the backstory of Drifter, and with that, of course, there will be new spaces in Destiny, new spaces in the world that will talk to him, and you'll learn more about the Drifter as you explore those spaces. So that's pretty interesting. In the season after Season of the Forge, when we get a focus on Gambit, there'll definitely be a lot of backstory about Drifter, but it's interesting that they say there will be new spaces in Destiny. Of course, they've referred to bubble locations, and these are smaller than new planetary locations, but tend to expand on existing ones. And Robbie Stevens from Bungie said, "I think what's exciting about it is that it's more than just Gambit," and that's specifically referring to Season of the Drifter. But for content that we'll see sooner than that, Robbie says, for Season of the Forge, you're going to expect more infamy points from Gambit bounties. That's a lot of feedback that we've been receiving, and it's something that we're doing. Also, a lot of those objectives for Gambit bounties have been retuned to be a little bit easier. We're also trying to touch a little more on how often we can give you rewards for ranking up in Gambit. Those are things you can expect just around the corner. So certainly positive changes across Crucible and Gambit ranking systems. Faster progression, especially in Gambit, but more opportunities for rewards, more trackable progression, and that's outside of the major content coming to Gambit in the spring of next year with Season of the Drifter. And I should mention, just in case you missed it, next season, in Season 5, there'll be a pinnacle weapon for Gambit. This will work just like the Crucible ones, Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten, all that kind of stuff. And the artwork you're seeing on the screen comes from BattleNet. This is actually where the bulk of information about the annual pass is housed at the moment. And for the Black Armory, we have the Exo Vendor with the new exotic sniper. And then for Joker's Wild, we have the Drifter, this time holding a flaming Gambit token. Possibly suggests a new mode or objective for Gambit, maybe something more competitive. And Penumbra shows Benedict, Callus's hacked robot. And it looks like the shadows, the story associated with Callus and exactly what's going on there, will become clearer inside of Penumbra. Now though, let's speak about Season 4 and content which is going to reset after Season 4 or indeed be locked away permanently. So of course we know about quests for pinnacle weapons from Season of the Outlaw, Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten, and Redrix's Broadsword. If you currently have a quest item in the inventory, it will not be removed. If you're on a step requiring a specific rank or number of rank resets in a season, progress will be lost. The quest will remain on that step however, and may be completed the following season. And of course, you also don't have to worry about triumphs which work across multiple seasons. Game Rant did put a list up though of triumphs which are locked to Season 4, as well as those which will reset at the end of Season 4. So of course you have all of the different Gambit challenges, Crucible Season 4 combat challenges, things like Season 4 collections across both Crucible and Vanguard, as well as the ranking systems. All of those triumphs that you can see on screen are locked to Season 4, and you won't be able to get the score for those after the 27th of November, so do bear that in mind. Robbie Stevens did say, the Gambit Ghost sold by the Drifter requires 3 infamy resets, and those resets can occur across multiple seasons. So just for clarity, you don't have to get all of your Gambit resets in one season. That's specifically if you're trying to acquire all of the items. However, there are specific rewards, of course, which do lock to the season. Things like the Ludomaniacal Emblem, however you say that, which of course is earned by performing infamy rank resets 3 times in a single season. Of course, with so many rewards and so many different ways to acquire them, much of it being locked into seasons, things can get a little bit complicated here, so definitely be aware of what's changing. Bungie did say, in addition to rank and triumph resets, players have until November 27th to redeem prismatic facets received from weekly Eververse bounties. So after the 27th, the prismatic facet from Season of the Outlaw will expire and no longer be available for use in the prismatic matrix. On top of this, the steadfast engrams that we have right now will be removed from the Eververse stock and will be replaced with a new bright engram that contains new items. On the subject of Gambit bounties, as we cross the season boundary, Bungie say, players who complete Gambit bounties during Season of the Outlaw and keep those bounties in their inventories after the season transitions must complete a Gambit match in the new season before turning them in. Players who turn these bounties in after Season of the Forge begins, but before playing a Gambit match, will not correctly receive points to their infamy rank from these bounties. So definitely bear that in mind. Now let's finish with a couple of quick roundups. Jumping Jack Rock said, has Bungie said anything about Telesto yet? DMG said no, and that they are collecting feedback still, so definitely get that feedback to Bungie if you have any opinions on Telesto. I spoke about raid challenges being locked to clan rank 4 and how that may affect the first few weeks in a new season. DMG said they're looking into this and they're potentially looking to remove the rank 4 requirement for that bounty. They'll update players when they know more. So guys, there we go. A bit of an information influx right there. And of course, like I said, there's a lot of stuff to think about here as we move between seasons. So let me know your thoughts down below. Any questions or advice that you have in the comment section would be super appreciated. If you've enjoyed this video though, a rating really helps me out on the channel, guys. And if you're new around here, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with everything related to Destiny 2. For now though, as always, I appreciate you tuning in. And whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.